Welcome back for another highlights video for Worthing Cricket Club. Our sponsors, as ever, make a great contribution to the club and we are very grateful. And this week they are sponsoring Worthing second 11 at home to Arundel first 11. Some familiar faces and some new younger faces in our second 11 today. It was a windy but warm and sunny day at the Manor. So no surprises when Arundel, having won the toss, elected to have a bat. Ollie Baker opening the attack. And Arundel, who we knew were a side with strong batting, looking to open up aggressively. Run rate at a run a ball early doors. Obviously, with this being highlights, you're seeing the boundaries that are hit that did come regularly. As I said, it was a very windy day, so tough conditions to bowl in. The wind blowing left to right, as you look at the picture here, west to east across the Manor. One of our newer signings is at bowling from the top end, remaining fairly economical. Ollie Baker still working hard. Arundel batsman not massively interested in too many singles or difficult runs, content with the boundaries that they were able to put away at regular opportunities. So as we're moving up through the overs here, now in the 14th, Pierre Forster joining the attack. To be honest, a fairly similar story really. Fours when they can, dots when they can't. But both Arundel bats here looking fairly well set. Ward just shy of a runner ball. Bright ever so slightly slower, but with a strong supporting role. And then Ward bringing up his 50 with a single, as opposed to a boundary which we've seen a lot of. Also bringing up the 100 for Arundel in the 18th over. So they would have been pleased with that rate at that point in time. Skipper Graham bringing himself on from the top end. Pairing up with Dom Kay from the bottom. So, still there or thereabouts a run a ball for Arundel. With strong shots, as we just saw there. A really nicely placed drive. And Bright and Ward still working very well together. Excellent opening partnership really for Arundel, it has to be said. And Bright, following Ward, bringing up his 50 there with a well-placed shot for 2. 24th over, Arundel pushing towards 150 already. And it did come in the 26th over. Again, same pattern continuing really, 2 dots from Dom and then a 4. Then Tommy Simpson with the breakthrough for Worthing at 156 for 1. Catching Ward, LBW. Applause for an excellent innings from Ward there at just shy of a run a ball. But Arundel with strong batting all the way down. So their number 3 certainly was going to show that that's what they are all about. Gareth Challin very quickly off the mark. Keeping that run rate up or just over a run a ball. Challen himself there at over a run a ball. Then Bright, gone the same way as Ward. LBW, this time to Forster. But at 196 for 2, with 7 overs to go, which quickly became the 200 mark for Arundel. Challen continuing to play some excellent shots, pick up lots of runs, moving at pace here through his innings. 40 off 32 balls at this point. Essex working well, but obviously happy to play a relatively supporting role. And then Challen, super quick 52 from 39 balls, starting to really push Arundel here up through the gears, starting to push near a 7 and over. And the stats there for the 50 partnership showing clearly the role that Essex and Challen were both playing. And then very quickly the 250 up. With 3 overs to go, Worthing looking perhaps for a bit of damage limitation, but Challen looking for maximum damage with another 6 there. And followed up in relatively quick succession by another from Essex. So Essex here, excellent supporting role, but now starting to tick along with not many balls left. See what they can do. Took a swing at one there from Pierre. Obviously never happy to go out, but the position that Arundel were in here made a lot of sense for him to be looking for big hits and runs. Plenty of batting behind them and a strong score on the board already. Challen there proving, again, the batting strength of Arundel as he pushes on to 91 from 53 balls, which has put a massive boost onto the Arundel score. Then the end of the innings, bringing up 300 for Arundel. So Worthing toiled slightly in the field there. Very economical bowling from Izzat. Then Worthing, obviously aware it's a bit of a batting track out there, and Grant Salton Simpson, who have been putting together some excellent partnerships and some excellent individual scores themselves over the last few weeks. Aware of the task ahead of them. So, obviously not wishing to throw away their wickets, being relatively sensible, but equally aware that the pitch is offering up runs and they do need to be scoring if they're going to put any kind of pressure on Arundel here. And Rene showing Arundel that Worthing can bat in the same style. 21 off 16. Obviously, as with any kind of game like this where you're chasing a big score, 2 big numbers to look at, the run rate and the wickets. And here in the 5th over, no wickets down. And the run rate not massively away from where you would want it to be. Rene showing there that he can quickly push that run rate back in Worthing's favour. And 9th over, Worthing's 50 comes up. So another 50 opening partnership for Tommy and Rene. It's their third or fourth in consecutive matches if you include the T20 Cup. And familiar kind of style for them both. Tommy in a slightly more supporting role, but taking on the shots and the boundaries when he can. And himself ticking up now at a runner ball, catching Rene's rate up. And indeed, with that shot there, overtaking him. So, with a quarter of the overs gone, Worthing very pleased to have lost no wickets and be there and thereabouts with the rate. Another strong shot from Tommy there. And a very pleasing start until Tommy not getting everything on that one. First Worthing wicket falls at 99 for 1 in the 15th over. Then Rene. A big six all the way down the ground over the fence to bring up another 50 for him for Worthing. His batting is always a joy to watch. Currently top of our batting league within Worthing with his runs so far this season. And Mark Baker, promoted to the twos for this week, doing exactly what's needed, picking up runs where he can, helping Rene keep pushing on. Then Rene not getting everything on that one, caught in the deep. So perhaps starting to swing distinctly more in Arundel's favour here as a couple of wickets have fallen before Mark caught LBW with a decent ball from Tao. So a bit of a reset perhaps needed here for Worthing with the openers and number 3 gone. Half the overs bowled. Forster and Williams at the crease. So, as we mentioned before, the run rate being one of the big numbers to look at, starting to slip away from Worthing here. Although Josh doing his best to keep us in touch with a nice 4 through the offside. And Pierre showing that you don't have to be a power hitter to score runs on this ground today. And the 150 up for Worthing, halfway to the target. Obviously, 5 overs past the halfway mark there, showing that that 300 target is still going to be a challenge. But Pierre there, again, scoring quickly. Definitely a batting track at the Manor last weekend. Then Pierre not quite getting to the pitch of that one. A well-placed ball skidding through. And he's gone for 36 from 29. 165 for 4. Josh continuing though. Story of the day, runner ball scoring. Most of the bats out there have been able to do that. And whilst the winning target pushes away, Worthing definitely aware of batting points that they can pick up. And then Williams, unluckily there, getting something onto the ball, but essentially trapping it between the ground and the bat and pushing it through onto his stumps. Unlucky to have played on there. But a very useful 23 from 23. which meant Ben Cass's first appearance in the twos and his first fall for the twos, guided down behind, and then a lovely shot off the legs, bringing up that all-important 200 for Worthing, batting points in the bag, even if that ultimate target of the 30 is sliding away from them. Then Ben, again, another repeated story of the day, not getting everything on a ball and caught. But excellent work, really, after a few quicker wickets falling, steadying the ship, staying out there, getting us over that important 200 mark. Then Ollie Baker. Second ball, judged to have edged that behind, which left Graham and Harry Mason at the crease. A few overs left to play out. But before we could do that, another catch. Then Harry calling for the run, but sharp work in the field unfortunately shows that it wasn't necessarily the right decision, and or just a little bit too much to take on. Before Izzat not picking that one at all, and bowled to finish off the Worthing innings. So, final result is an Arundel win. 510 runs scored on the pitch today. 54 from Rene, an excellent start. Tommy falling just short of a third consecutive 50 at the Manor. Bright and Payne doing the damage with the wickets. Lee remaining very economical for Arundel. Challen perhaps frustrated not to hit 100, but aware that his contribution of 93 from 55 balls made a big difference there. And the Ones will return this Saturday as they host Brighton and Hove. We do hope that you will join us for that live stream, and then later in the week when we will bring you highlights of that game as well. Thank you very much for watching. As they say, please do like and subscribe.